Nerazzurri fans from all over the world, welcome to the Interglobe for the analysis of Real Sociedad-Inter. We've been lucky bastards. What do I mean? Lucky because honestly we didn't deserve a tie at all, but we were lucky. And bastards because I think we kind of looked for trouble in this game. Of course, it's easy to talk after the game, but yet having so many changes compared to the previous games of the season proved to be a bit of a problem. Anyway, let's look at the game and at the players' performances. As I say, we never really got into this game, we never really started playing, we were pressured from minute one, then there was this mistake from Bastoni, but apart from that mistake, in general, we really we're not on the pitch. Somehow, maybe it was the adrenaline of the derby that let us down a bit. Maybe it was some tactical choices from Inzaghi that didn't work out as he wanted. For example, having Arnautovic, which in the beginning I thought it was an intelligent choice because with a team that pressures you so much, sometimes you have the freedom to launch the ball forward, and Arnautovic is that kind of player that can protect it and keep it and let the team come up, but unfortunately this didn't happen at all, and Arnautovic played really badly. So a number of reasons, but the situation was that until the goal, that was basically our first shot on goal, we just suffered. They hit posts, they could have shot and scored more. We have to thank Sommer for that incredible save on the header and one before on a free kick, but the one on the header was really a top player save, so respect. And that's all, it happens, of course. This Real Sociedad is a team that, as we said, also had Real Madrid in real difficulty, so it's not easy. Let's hope that we will get better in the next match, although the next match will be Inter-Benfica, and Benfica lost at home with Salisburgo, so they're going to be really playing tougher than usual. Another difficult game coming up. It's a tough group. It's a tough group because every team is more or less strong. You don't have like a super strong team and a super weak, so it's going to be very balanced until the end. Anyway, let's go to the players. Sommer, it's a 7+ because of the reasons I just mentioned. That save on a header basically awarded us that point, allowed us to get that point, and it's gold at this point because, as we've seen, Benfica lost, so they're going to come to Milan with all their strength and willpower. 7+ for Sommer, nothing to say. Pavard, 6+, I liked, considering it was his first game, official game with Inter, he played well, it was a very tough game, he closed some of the plays of the opponents with a lot of grit. And of course he was a bit shy in building up the play, but we have to give him a little time. Anyway, yesterday, the day before yesterday was not exactly the best moment to play the first game because it was a tough one. Anyway, 6+. De Vrij also, it's a 6+, not impeccable, but solid. Bastoni, 5- because of that mistake. I can also understand that maybe he didn't have any player around him to give the ball to. Just launch it up, throw it away. Don't keep it in that way. It's not the first time, unfortunately, that Bastoni makes this kind of mistakes for overconfidence in his skills. We all remember that time against Cristiano Ronaldo and Juventus in the Coppa Italia that costed us the elimination, but nothing bad, meaning that he's still a great and wonderful player, but I have to give him a 5-. Of course, also because psychologically after this mistake, you could see that he was not the same. So it's a mistake plus kind of psychological weakness that makes this 5-. Dumfries, for me, it's a 6.5. It's always the player that is more physical, that creates more opportunities and on the flank, I mean. And so I want to reward him with a 6.5. Barella, it's a 6. Usually in these games he's very nervous, and although he risked to be sent off, but he didn't do anything wrong in that occasion, but he was less nervous than what he would have been last year in similar situation. He played normally, and it was again very tough because they were marking man on man, but it's a 6. Aslani, it's a 5. Unfortunately, wrong game for him to start from the beginning, honestly, because too much pressure, there is Empoli-Inter on Sunday, why don't you put him in that game? It would be much better for us and for him as well, I guess. Anyway, Inzaghi trusted him, and he got this 5. He also got a stupid yellow card in the beginning, and that contributed to make him play not up to his standards. Mkhitaryan 5.5, never impactful. It wasn't easy, but really didn't play up to his standards as well. Carlos Augusto, for me, was one of the best, 6.5. He was solid in every position of the field in which Inzaghi used him. In the end, he was like the last defender, and he, with very dangerous situations, got out of them really well. Also on the wing, he wasn't bad. I just didn't like that he waited too much to give that assist in the center to Arnautovic, and maybe he ended up creating an offside situation. I'm not sure about that play because they never really said if it was him on offside on the previous pass or Arnautovic, but that is the only thing that he could have done differently, and I would say a little better. Lauti, I have to give him, of course, a 6.5 because it would have been like a 5, but this goal is really important, so at least he managed to put his signature on the game. Arnautovic, 5. Basically a disaster, never touched the ball, missed what he could miss, never protected the ball, never allowed the team to move forward, so it's a 5. Going to the substitutions, Di Marco 6+, because with the substitutions we did have new blood and played a little better than before, so Dimash gets a 6+, our drone delivery. Then we have Thuram 6+ as well, because he gave this dynamism and this speed to the forward department that we didn't have with Arnautovic, so it's a positive performance. Fratesi also 6.5 because he came in with the usual grit and he gave this assist, although it was a shot, but it ended up becoming an assist for Lauti, so it's a 6.5. Sanchez also 6+ because he created some confusion and he contributed to turning the game around in terms of dominating the ball, because in the last 15 minutes really we could have even scored another goal apart from Lautaro's one, and he made a couple of nice passes, infiltrating passes as well, so I appreciated that. Acer played too little to get a grade, and Inzaghi it's a 5.5. Actually it's a 5 because of the approach to the game that was not good enough. It was like a team problem. I guess even with different players we would have had the same trouble, but the approach was not right. You know that they're going to press you, so you also have to tell your player, just shoot the ball forward if you have a problem. What Bastoni didn't do. Also, too many substitutions from the previous games. We're talking about 5 players, okay, 4 if you consider the Frey on the starting lineup. But 4 players is just too much. Aslani, probably not the right game for him to start for the first time as a starting lineup. Arnautovic proved not to be in the right shape to help us. And Pavard makes sense, of course, because we did need him, and Carlos Augusto is one of the best players of the game, so that's okay. But in terms of Aslani and Arnautovic, I have to consider you responsible for that. So it's a 5. Having said that, no problem, it's just a game. I'm sure we can do better in the next one. So as always, Forza Magica Inter. Please, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, a comment and subscribe. That would make me so happy, you don't have an idea. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, Forza Magica Inter. Ciao!